Alright, and here is the third and final part of the Perfect Grade Zeta Gundam review. This is the Waverider Mode that I just transformed it into. Very, very slick looking Waverider. Not quite as clean as the anime made it look. You got a lot of gray stuff in between, like the side skirt and the leg and the rear waist, and this was all kind of like squeezed in really tight, and it was all white that you could see. But I mean, I think from engineering an actual like real thing, they probably couldn't really get around it. So one nice thing is that as you come underneath it, you can remove several panels. These two on the wings, and then this one just behind the nose. And he does, in fact, come with die-cast landing gear. Let me say that again. Die-cast. Yay! It's actually really good because I don't know if plastic would support this thing's weight. But, well, that popped right out. Sorry. Hang on. Let's get this back in. There we go. Alright, so here he has his landing gear, which is sort of like the final accessory. Just really, really cool looking. Really sleek. You know, looks very much like the Waverider should. I like that the beam rifle can be mounted on top. I really wish that they had included the Hyper Mega Launcher with this kit. It would have been really nice to have that option, or at least even to have a beam blade effect part for the bayonet in rifle for the rifle or the Hyper Mega Launcher. I would like to see maybe an add-on kit maybe produced that would have the Hyper Mega Launcher as well as the G Defensor for the Mark II, so you could have a perfect grade Super Gundam. That would be just amazing, but I digress. The lighting features in Waverider mode are basically the tail binder still lights up, and also as you come underneath the shield, that one switch, because of the connectors that go into the shield, that'll light up the cockpit as well as the wingtips, which the cockpit on mine doesn't light up so well because I had to glue the console in and it kind of messes up the piping. But I mean, you come over here, the red wingtip lights up very, very well. The green one, not so much. I've always had trouble with it. I don't know why this one just absolutely refuses to behave, but it does. It works about, 60% of the time it works every time, but I guess this is one of those 40% moments. Sorry. Anyway, let's turn this off here. He does require a lot of batteries to work. There's two LR44s here in the nose which run the cockpit light, and the light itself is in the shield. It just pipes into the cockpit, and then the circuit carries it out to the wingtips. So it's a very nice design there for carrying the electricity, and it works a lot better than I thought it would. I thought it was going to be a pain in the ass like the Wing Zero, and I know I just said that other wingtip light wasn't working too good, but it's a lot easier to set up the wing circuits than it. Most of the problem with the Wing Zero was the battery pack itself, was just way too loose for the batteries that you were supposed to use. But he also has two LR44s in the tail binder, so this is its own independent light, and there's a CR1220 in the head. So you need to buy 5 batteries on your own to make it work, because they were absolutely so freaking generous to put in the battery with the light up beam saber, which is probably one you would never find in a store anyway. So I guess you take what you can get. Hopefully they keep the trend with the 00 riser and just include all batteries needed with the kit. You can come around to the back side. You can see how the front skirts are folded in here. You can see where the fists have ended up. He's got, little directional flaps in these thrusters. He's got all the thrusters on his legs, thrusters in the rear skirt, so you can take off and move. The beam sabers doubling his beam guns does work very well in this mode. You just open up the side panels without taking them off of the body, but as you open them up, they're going to bump against this little piece here, which is part of the strut that holds it onto the leg. But you'll open it up, and it kind of stops it. So they end up stopping perfectly in a forward firing position, which is really nice. So that they kind of incorporated that. Another thing I wish this kit had was a stand for the Waverider mode, and there's a little square plug right behind the front landing gear that looks like it could have plugged into a stand, but it didn't have one. So maybe that would be another thing, maybe a Hyper Mega Launcher plus a stand as an accessory kit for the Zeta Gundam would be pretty amazing. These little panels up here I forgot to point out in mobile suit mode, but these panels also open as well to reveal some mechanical detail. And really, I can't really say too much more about the Waverider. It's basically a super advanced space shuttle jet fighting vehicle, but it is very, very nice for display purposes. It looks really clean, really cool, and you tell people that it transforms into a robot, and they're like, "Oh, that's cool," and then you tell them that you built it, and they're like, "Oh." So again, just another aspect of why this is my favorite. Yeah, definitely get it if you have the money, if you're interested, especially if you like the Zeta Gundam itself. You have to have this kit. It is kind of pricey because of the parts count and the level of engineering, but don't let that stop you. Just get it. The perfect grade Zeta Gundam.